Okay, let's continue with our luxury episode. We're in Melbourne's most premium suburb, Brighton, and here's a very modern home that oozes with Californian modernist design. Well, Sandy, here we are, beautiful Brighton.
Yeah.
I love this place.
Yeah, we love it too. In fact, we lived in Elwood before here and we didn't even think about coming to Brighton, but then we saw this property on the market and came and had a look, didn't even know that the street existed, and then fell in love with having the beach at the end of it.
Well, it's just here, isn't it? So what was here before, when you built this house?
Yeah.
So what was here before?
It was a really run-down cottage, arts and crafts style, falling down pretty much, but we lived in it for 4 years.
You did the hard yards.
We did.
And here's your reward.
Yeah.
Okay,
exactly.
Well, can we check it out?
Sure.
So I met Sandy and Dan. They popped into my house and saw the house that I've built. They love the house, and that's sort of how we started our relationship or the journey. Come down to this site in Brighton, quite an old house, and yeah, we started the ball rolling with this design. And yeah, we spent a year with Sandy and Dan, just working on the plans and refining the design, and then we spent another year building the house. And hence you can see the end result, which we're really proud of. I build 1 to 2 houses a year, and I really focused on the design aspect first, then follow through with the build. So generally we only build our own designs, and it's a bit of a passion for me, so sort of fell into this many years ago and haven't looked back since.
So my husband and I are madmen fanatics, and even before we designed the house, we knew that we wanted to have kind of a room that was a Mad Men feel, very 60s, and kind of a den, if you like, a grown-up's den. So we pressed our builder, Jamie, to incorporate that, and we've got a few features in there, like the fireplace, and we've got a Don Draper poster that we sourced on the internet, great find, and some nice big walnut sliding panels that can close it off as well. And you know, the funny story my husband likes to tell about the lounge suite that we have in there, and I'd actually found it 2 years before we turned soil on the property, but decided I just had to have it, and I'm glad that I did.
So we want to maximise solar orientation, and I'm a big fan of glass on every wall, and so we focused on that with the design, just maximising the glazing. The glazing here is quite unique. It's a self-cleaning glass, so what it does is it breaks down organic matter, so that your windows always stay clean. So literally you just hose your windows down maybe 3 or 4 times a year. When we handed over a year ago, we had the glass cleaned, and the glass hasn't been cleaned since. And so, yeah, it's an amazing sort of technology in the glazing. Yeah, so the kitchen is actually my wife's design. So my wife's a bit of a designer, and that's, I suppose, a J-build kitchen. So we love doing that sort of concealed look, that full height panelling where you can sort of hide everything away, but it's very functional and everything works in that space. And it is absolutely stunning. It's almost like a piece of furniture.
Yeah, so for the kids, this is just such a novelty. They've got their own bedrooms, which they didn't have previously. They're all bunking in together. And the fact that they've got space, and they've got a trampoline, which is amazing for them, a pool that they've never had before. So, in addition to the beach, the house itself just has so many kind of exciting features for the kids, which was a big part of the design as well. My youngest, Jack, is a Lego fanatic. So in the kitchen island, there are just cupboards full of Lego, which is great because it's concealed when, I don't want to look at it. But you'll find him pulling his Lego out and building these dramatic scenes on the island bench. And because it's quite large, he can come up with some incredible constructions, and it's just a nice thing for him to do.
So what we do is we design and build. From the onset, we start with our clients, we do a project feasibility, and we get a good understanding as to what they want to achieve. The project budget is very, very important from day one. The design build, there's a synergy there. And from being involved in the design, then when we get to the end of that process and we're ready to build, we know that we can deliver to our clients on budget and on time, and that's really important. And I think having the experience as a builder has helped me immensely as a designer, because I understand the cost involved in form and shape and architecture and inclusions in houses. So that's what we really focus on at the beginning. We make it clear to our customers, let us know what you want, and we're going to be realistic from day one. I think the next part of it is the quality. Having a designer that actually builds your house, I think the quality goes through the roof, because it's different to when an architect designs a house and then he passes it on to a builder to build. You understand the design back to front, so there's very little room for error, and being involved in that design process and then building, it ticks a hell of a lot of boxes. The third part of it is involving the customers. So your clients are heavily involved, they're having meetings once a week with you on site, and we have the luxury of making changes as we go. And that is fantastic. You might have made a minor error in some space, or you might want to increase a space, and you have the flexibility of doing that. So it's really a win-win for everyone. We get to the end of the process and you're left with an amazing product, an amazing house, and happy clients.
Upstairs, the master bedroom suite is beautiful, understated and beautiful. Really square, clean lines, and a round rug.
Yeah.
Really clever. What were you thinking
We
there?
just wanted to challenge the kind of geometric shape,
Yep.
and it just softens it, I think.
And also, there's a big no-no. You don't put a bed against a window. But
You can.
But you can, and you did,
Yeah.
and it works.
Well, we have to thank Jamie for that one.
Okay.
That was an idea we got from his house, and we saw it and we thought, wow, that's really interesting.
Yeah, and the pendant light's gone on either side of it, so it's definitely a position there. It
Yeah.
gives it more of a permanence to the space. But it would just be lovely having the northern light just flood over you while you're laying in
Gorgeous.
bed on a Saturday morning. It'd just
It's
be
really
just,
nice.
Just be wonderful. The dressing room, I think it would be every woman's dream. And it's all clean and tidy like the rest of the house.
Thank you.
But I love the position of it because it's right next to the ensuite.
Yeah.
So you can almost you obviously getting ready and the clothes are just right there. You can sit down, put your clothes on right where you've just showered.
Yeah, that was the intent. But that was our biggest design challenge, about how we would configure the ensuite and the robe and the bedroom at that end of the house, with kind of the design constraints of height regulations and how much we could kind of jut out. So
Yeah.
that took us, I think, the longest time to get right.
Well, I think you've got it right. And also the proportions and the ceiling heights in that room are really big.
Yeah, but you'll notice, or you may not have noticed, that it's just in the bedroom. So the bedroom, I think, is 3.4,
Yep.
and then it goes down to 2.7 in the ensuite and the walk-in
Okay.
robe, but it's kind of very cleverly concealed.
Yeah. And the shower opens up to the balcony.
That was our idea, and we just wanted to have that kind of inside-out feeling of, go on a holiday in Bali and you can open it
And
all
you
up
do
and you
that.
stand. Yeah, it's great.
Well, you've been wonderful. Thank you so much, Sandy, for allowing us to come and invade your privacy and see your beautiful home.
It's a pleasure.